Alright, what's up guys, I'm back with another video. First and foremost, I did just want to mention that Netmarble finally issued a statement. Well, they kind of already released their initial statement, but now they kind of solidified that they're going to be removing the chest. Now they also state that they can't release any update details regarding update 3.7. However, they can tell us this, and they give us a time when this is going to happen, when they will be removing the Ultimate Hero chest from the shop, and that time is January 10th in their Korean time zone and January 9th over here in North America. Now that basically means that in the coming update, update 3.7, they are going to be removing the Ultimate Hero chest, aka the loot box. And that also means that the next update, update 3.7 once again, will be coming on January 9th for us in North America and January 10th for those of you over in Korea. Now all that aside, since the boycott went down, since everything happened after Netmarble introduced the Ultimate Hero chest into the game, I have seen the community just take a steep dive downhill. And by that I mean, I've seen a lot of people quitting. I've had personal friends that play the game that decided to quit. I've seen people all over the forums, Reddit and Mobirum, saying that they're gonna quit and contemplating quitting. And I think that all came not from the loot box, but from the lack of actual progress in the game. Don't get me wrong, the most recent update 3.6 was definitely the cherry on top for a lot of people. However, what I mean by this is, like I mentioned in my previous video on Mohr, I feel like Netmarble isn't actually focusing on the game. They're more so focusing on getting out new content, new characters, new ways for them to earn money. And in doing so, people that have been playing for such a long time, like myself that has been playing for over 2 years, we have nothing in the game to progress with, and we can't go back to those characters that we love because Netmarble just forgets about them and pushes them to the side. Now of course, we will be needing new content, we will be needing new characters, so Netmarble is doing okay in that sector. However, I feel like the endgame modes aren't really endgame modes for a lot of us anymore, and it's kind of been that way for a while now. For example, most recently they introduced Chapter 13 and story missions, and I feel like a large chunk of the community, especially the ones that have been around so long, supporting the game for so long, and opening their wallets up for so long, were able to just breeze by it in the first day that it was released. I know that I was able to, I know so many people were able to, and I just feel like the new endgame content that they're introducing is so lackluster. If we go back to Shadowlands, it used to have 25 stages, they moved it up to 30 stages, and yes, it was a challenge for the first week for some of us. However, after that, it's been a breeze ever since. There's no challenge in it whatsoever. The only challenge we really have now is World Boss Ultimate Phase 5. However, there are people that are beating that. And honestly, for myself, I haven't even attempted the Stage 5s because I just feel like the rewards are so lackluster. There's no point in me actually trying to get, 5 Gay Norn Stones and 10 Black Antimatter. If we go back in time a little bit, until when World Boss was first introduced into the game, even for older players that have been playing since day one or close to it, that was really a challenge for us. Now keep in mind that they had just introduced tier 2 characters, so of course we didn't have any at the time, or we only had 1 or 2, so it was definitely a challenge to do. Of course now it has become so easy to do and it just takes 30 seconds out of your day. And the reason to this is because Netmarble decides to not balance their game. I don't know why. They don't go back, they don't revise old characters, they introduce new characters, they introduce new uniforms, and when they would introduce new tier 2 passives, the last one, or the following one, was always stronger than the last one. So everything is a steep uphill power creep. Every new character gets stronger, every new uniform is better than the last, and there's no real balance to the game, just a steady hill of power creep with the newer characters being stronger than the older characters. And I feel like that takes a lot of enjoyment out of it for a lot of us older players, or for even the newer players that are big fans of those characters. Like I mentioned in my last video, they want to have a chance to play those characters too, but of course they won't be able to progress at all in the game if they decide to work on those characters. With all that being said, it has turned the game very dull for a lot of us players, and it has turned so many people away. That's why when the boycott happened, and that's why when Netmarble introduced a loot box for getting characters into the game, that's why so many people jumped ship and decided that it was time to move on from this game, as there isn't really a bright future for it. Me personally, I don't see the brightest future for this game, but I do still see some life in it. Now, I spoke about the boycott and the backlash that came from it. I spoke about Netmarble not revising old characters and forgetting so many characters, and I spoke about the power creep being a constant uphill battle. So what can Netmarble do to actually save the game and stop it from going even further downhill? In my opinion, what I would like to see, first and foremost, I would like to see them take one patch, which is one update, 1 month, to just go back, look at all the characters in the game, provide some balance, buff up older characters that really need it. Don't force us to purchase a uniform in order to make that character stronger, but actually buff the character from their default, look, and make it go throughout the uniforms. And then, kind of look at the game modes. I'm not saying change the difficulty. Don't do anything like that. Maybe they could tweak Villain Stage a little bit. Maybe they could tweak Timeline a little bit. But I think they should really look at the game modes, look at what people are interested in, because we all know that people aren't so excited about this Alliance Conquest and Alliance Tournament anymore. Of course, when they first come out, people get excited about it. However, they're modes that you just leave on autoplay and you watch a battle happen. You don't get to really do anything. You don't get to really interact with anybody. You don't get to actually fight anybody. You leave it up to chance, and you do not get to pick the odds, and you definitely don't get to decide what happens. Your build doesn't really mean much, and what you want to do with your character definitely doesn't mean anything, because it is all by luck. You may use your 1-star skill all the time and not even use your 6-star skill, while your opponent uses their 6-star skill the entire time. So like I said, I think they should go back, revisit old characters, revisit forgotten characters, fix them, add some balance, go back and look at the game modes, see what people are interested in. Even if they were to come out, make a post, make a vote, take a poll, do something, communicate with your audience, communicate with your fan base and your players, and ask them what they want. I don't see them really communicating with us at all. I don't see them really listening to us that much, and they just keep implementing new stuff. But personally, maybe you guys don't feel the same way as me, but I don't need new stuff in the game. I need the stuff that I have now to be better. Not just better, but more interesting. I need to be able to actually play game modes, not clear ticket everything, not autoplay everything. I want to interact with my characters. I want to fight other people. I want to fight battles for myself. I don't want to be, doing a 10-second world boss 5 times a day. I want to actually play a game mode where there's a bit of difficulty, or against somebody else that's a challenge, and actually be able to interact with the game. Because as it stands right now, when I play, I pretty much open the game, I clear ticket everything, I run my world boss and my villain stage in 2 seconds, and then I just skip Alliance Conquest, I skip Timeline, I skip World Boss Ultimate, and even the new cinematic mode, I just skip it. It's not really interesting, it's not worth my time, and the rewards are very, very lackluster. Sure, the current game modes that we have in-game right now are great for newer players. However, Netmarble has to realize that they can't just focus on newer players. They can't put out game modes that are just going to attract newer or, weaker players. They gotta focus on the people that have been there for over 2 years, the people that have stuck by them and that have opened their wallets for them so many times just because they love the game and they love Marvel and they want to stick by the game. They gotta focus on those people too. We are the true fans of this game, and yes, newer players can be real fans of this game and stick by it and play it every day. However, the people that have been here for so long need something to do as well, because we have kept the game alive so long. We have kept this game running, and they decide to just not look at us. They decide to not care about what we want. They decide to not communicate with us, and it's honestly kind of disgusting to see from a game company. And yes, some of you guys will probably look at me and say, well, you're a whale. You unlocked all the characters and have them all ranked up because you opened your wallet. You're a whale. Well, honestly, I know a lot of people that have been playing since day one, since around the time that I started. I know a lot of people that have not spent a dime on the game. I know a lot of people that have just bought a Stark stash here and there, and even them, they're able to finish everything in the game, and then they see these other game modes like World Boss Ultimate, and yes, they can clear them, but they decide not to. They decide to skip it. They decide to skip Timeline just because these modes are not interesting at all. All we really do in this game, for us players that have been here for so long, is open the game, clear ticket, run everything in 30 seconds, close the game, wake up the next day, and repeat. Now my point of making this video was not to say I want. It's not me to tell Netmarble that I want them to do stuff just for me. It's pretty much just to say, you know, I don't think the way that Netmarble's going, the route that they're going down is a really good route for them to go down. I think they should revisit old game modes. I think they should revisit old characters instead of just constantly introducing newer and better stuff and paywalled stuff and stuff that is going to get dull after a couple weeks of enjoying. With the Disney and Fox deal that just went down recently, it has opened up so many doors for new content and new characters and new uniforms. However, I don't think Netmarble will really be able to pull it off with the route that they've chosen to go down. If you look at the X-Men, yes, we were all excited when they first came out. Yes, we were excited to see what new X-Men we would get. However, at this point in time, it hasn't been so long and it's already, like, who cares? Who cares about the X-Men? Who cares about Wolverine and Cyclops? Sure, they're characters that we all love, but who cares about them in Marvel Future Fight? Netmarble has just killed the vibe that we had going for the X-Men. They've killed the vibe that we had going wanting future X-Men and future characters that were hidden behind Fox. And honestly, I think they really need to just look over their game, revamp a lot of stuff, take one update, maybe even 2 updates. You could space them out if you want. Just fix old game modes, old characters, old uniforms. Don't make us spend in order to enjoy the game. Anyways guys, that's pretty much all I have for this video here. I kind of just wanted to go on a little rant, so I apologize for the ranting. However, I feel like someone has to say something. I know there is other YouTubers that have been giving their opinions on how to fix the game. I wanted to give my own personal opinion, and that's pretty much my personal opinion. They need to fix the older stuff before they introduce new stuff. Like I said, I'm done ranting though. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope to see you in the next one. But until then, adios. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna keep making memes until they fix this shit.